Welcome to the Coastal Lowcountry Real Estate Channel. Have you ever walked into a beautiful model home in a newly constructed neighborhood to be greeted by a friendly, well-dressed agent ready to show you around? They answer your questions, highlight the home's best features, and walk you through available upgrades. You might even think, I like this agent. I don't need my own agent. I might even save some money if I don't use my agent. Well, before you start picking out countertops and signing paperwork, there's one important thing every buyer should understand. That agent works for the builder, aka the seller. They do not work for you. I can't tell you how many home buyers we've run into that don't know this. In this video, we're going to break down exactly what that means and why it's critical to have your own representation when buying new construction or any new home. Welcome to the Georgia, South Carolina Lowcountry. We are Keith and Donna Hellman, hosts of the Coastal Lowcountry Real Estate Channel and local realtors with Keller Williams. Do you want to know everything there is to know about the Lowcountry, whether it's Savannah, Georgia, Bluffton, Hilton Head, South Carolina, or their surrounding areas? Then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about our current market here. We get calls, texts, and emails every day from people just like you looking to make their move to the Savannah, Bluffton, Hilton Head areas, and we absolutely love serving y'all. So whether you're looking to move in the next week, the next month, or the next year, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or book a Zoom call, all in the description below, so we can help you make the smooth transition to your coastal lowcountry living. Hey, let's get started. So you're out on a beautiful spring or summer day, driving around town and looking for that new home you've been dreaming about for the last several months. And just around the next turn, you see a brand new subdivision going up with festive homes for sale banners and balloons out front. You drive through the community and you see large, colorful signs featuring happy families enjoying themselves in the new zero-entry pool, kids playing on the playground in the community park, a foursome teeing off on the neighborhood golf course, tennis, pickleball courts, and even signs advertising huge builder incentives and low interest rates. All this sounds like a dream come true. So you pull into the sales center, get out of your car, and stroll into the professionally decorated model homes. The friendly, well-dressed agent shows you around and answers your questions. They highlight the home's best features and walk you through the available upgrades. You think, I like this agent. I don't need my own agent. I might even save some money if I don't use my agent. Well, before you start signing paperwork, there's one important thing you need to understand. That agent works for the builder, not for you. So what is a builder's agent? The on-site agent is sometimes called the builder's rep or the new home sales consultant, and is typically a licensed real estate agent employed by or contracted with the builder or developer. Their job is to market the builder's homes, guide buyers through the sales process, protect the builder's interests, and maximize the builder's profit. They are knowledgeable and helpful, no doubt. We have many fellow agents and friends that are builder's agents. However, their fiduciary duty, meaning who they are legally and ethically obligated to represent, is the builder. So what does that mean for you as the buyer? If you go into a new construction community without your own agent, you are unrepresented in the transaction. That means the builder's agent isn't obligated to negotiate on your behalf. They won't point out red flags in the contract, and they're not required to suggest better terms or protections, and they may not tell you about incentives that only agents know to ask for. That builder's agent's loyalty is to the builder. So while they may help you, they ultimately are working to secure the best outcome for the builder, not for you. If you go directly to the builder's agent, you may also find yourself in a dual agency situation, where one agent represents both the buyer and the seller. While this is legal in many states with disclosure, it creates a tricky dynamic. The agent can't fully advocate for either party's best interest, and that can put you at a disadvantage. This is why you need your own buyer's agent. Regardless of whether this home is new construction or resale, working without a buyer's agent means you're unrepresented in one of the most complex financial transactions of your life. With new construction, an experienced buyer's agent can help you understand the builder's contracts, which are often different from standard contracts, negotiate upgrades, closing costs, or incentives. advocate for you during the build process, coordinate inspections, yes, even new homes need these, and ensure everything agreed upon is delivered at closing. And here's the best part, the builder usually pays for the agent's commission, so you can get professional representation at no extra cost to you. Oh, and one other thing that you need to remember, if you're considering a new build, one of the biggest mistakes buyers make is walking into a model home and registering without their agent. Once you do that, many builders won't allow your agent to be part of the transaction, even if you ask later. Always tell the on-site agent up front that you're working with a buyer's agent. If possible, have your agent accompany you on the first visit, or at least contact the builder in advance. Hey, before we move on, we just want to say thank you for watching. And if you like our videos and find them helpful, we'd love for you to like and subscribe to our channel and hit the bell to be notified when future videos drop. So other benefits to having a buyer's representation are not necessarily limited to what you're getting, but what you may be giving up, such as market insight and pricing strategy. A seasoned buyer's agent knows the local market inside and out. They can spot when a home is overpriced, underpriced, or positioned for a bidding war, and help you make a smart offer accordingly. Without one, you're relying on the seller or builder's agent who legally works for the seller, not you. Then you have negotiation power. Good buyer's agents are skilled negotiators. They are there to advocate for your interests, whether that's pushing for a lower price, negotiating repairs after an inspection, or spotting red flags in the contract. Without a buyer's agent, you also might be giving up access to off-market listings. Agents often have early or exclusive access to listings before they hit the public sites. You could miss out on opportunities by flying solo. Then there's contract knowledge. Real estate contracts are filled with legal jargon and critical deadlines. An experienced agent ensures you're protected with the right contingencies and that you don't miss something that could cost you later. Just to give you one example, we had one client that was purchasing a new build and using the builder's lender. At the time, the builder was giving $5,000 in incentives to their new home buyers. During the mortgage application process, the lender mistakenly gave our client an $8,000 credit for the incentives instead of the $5,000. We pointed out the discrepancy to the lender via email and asked if the additional $3,000 was something that the lender was providing in addition to the builder's $5,000 incentive. Crickets, heard nothing. Meanwhile, the home was being completed and the buyer locked into a low mortgage rate shortly before closing. We looked at the paperwork provided on the mortgage lock-in statement, and once again the lender gave our buyer an $8,000 credit. A day or two before closing, our client was presented with a statement from the lender that showed a lot more money that they had to bring to closing than they had been planning on. The difference? The additional $3,000. We were working with this client throughout the process, and when they called, obviously upset, we called the lender on their behalf and pointed out that we've been asking about this $3,000 difference all along and have emails to prove it, and no one from the lender had reached out to us to let us know that this was a mistake. We had to run this up the lender's chain of command to get the issue resolved, but what ultimately happened was our client received an additional $3,000 in incentives and closed on a home with a sweet deal that most buyers in that subdivision did not receive. Bottom line, the builder's agent never would have gone to bat for our client and chased that additional $3,000. So you might be asking, can you get a better deal without a buyer's agent? In today's digital world, where listings are just a click away, some home buyers wonder if they can save money by going directly to the seller and bypassing the buyer's agent altogether. It's an understandable question. After all, buying a home is one of the biggest financial moves you'll ever make. The idea behind skipping a buyer's agent is often tied to commission. Typically, the seller pays both the listing agent and the buyer's agent out of the sales proceeds. If there's no buyer's agent, some buyers assume the seller might reduce the price since they're saving on one side of the commission. But here's the catch. The listing agent has a contract with the seller to receive a certain percentage, whether or not a buyer's agent is involved. So if you approach the seller directly, the listing agent may keep the full commission. There's usually no built-in discount for going solo, unless the seller specifically agrees to lower the price. And that's not guaranteed. So does skipping the agent mean a better deal? Not always, and in many cases, as we've seen previously, it could cost you more in the long run. And to be fair, there may be situations where going without an agent might make sense, but only just a few. For example, you're purchasing from a close friend or family member with mutual trust, or you're an experienced investor who's purchased multiple properties, or you're buying new construction where the builder offers price incentives with their preferred agents or representatives. Even in these cases, though, it is wise to at least have a real estate attorney review the contract to ensure you're protected. So as we wrap up, what's the bottom line? While it may seem like cutting out the buyer's agent could save you money, the reality is more complex. In most cases, a buyer's agent's commission is already built into the transaction, and you're essentially paying for it whether you use one or not. By skipping out, you could lose valuable negotiation power, market insight, and protection during a high-stakes transaction. And while the builder's agent is a valuable resource, they are not your advocate. If you want someone to truly protect your interests, help you make smart decisions, and potentially save you thousands of dollars, bring your own agent to the table. New construction or resale can be a great opportunity, but like any major purchase, it's best to have expert guidance on your side. Remember, buying a home isn't just about getting a deal. It's about making a smart, informed investment. Having a professional on your side can save you money, time, and stress in the long run. So if you're thinking about building or buying your new home in the Lowcountry, let's talk. We can guide you through the process, help you compare builders, and make sure your investment is protected from day one. And to stay up to date on the latest of what's happening in the Georgia, South Carolina, coastal Lowcountry, please be sure to like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know about the current market here. And if the Lowcountry looks like a place you would like to call home, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or book a Zoom call, all in the description below. Again, this is Keith and Donna Hellman, hosts of the Coastal Lowcountry Real Estate Channel and Local Realtors. And as always, it has been an absolute pleasure spending time with you again today.